In the previous video, we started to create the lighter texture for the underbelly of our monster. So in this video, we're going to go ahead and continue that process and try and get the underbelly for this monster finished up. Okay, so let's jump back to Photoshop where we left off. Okay, so what I want to do really is just continue this process of getting this underbelly done. So I'm going to come in and just continue around the underside of this monster. Again, using really these same little small circular patterns to try and blend things in as well as possible. Okay, I'll go ahead and continue this up, and I may need to actually come back in with my eraser and erase away some of these lines that have crossed over this UV border. And again, you'll notice I'm using a lot of these same circular patterns to just very subtly blend some of these back. Okay. So once I've got everything pretty much set up, now I've got this texture for the underbelly made, but I've only got half of it. Okay, I still need to go in and do this half. The problem though becomes now that I've got a underbelly texture that I'm trying to make over here and an underbelly texture on this side. And the fact that there's a UV border here means that it's probably going to be almost impossible to get these two to match up perfectly. But what I can do is get it very, very close. What I could do is take this underbelly texture that I've made and actually duplicate it and put it over on this side so that they are pretty much seamless. Okay, so let's look at how we can make that happen. The first thing I want to do is with this underbelly layer is come in and try to clean things up so that it really ends right at this edge, and that way I know exactly what I need to line up on this side. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. What I'll do is take my marquee tool, and with this underbelly layer selected, let's come in and draw a marquee that encompasses all this other just junk of the underbelly texture, and try and butt that up right against this white line. Okay, so once this is in place, what you can do is hit the backspace key on your keyboard, and what that'll do is just clear out everything that falls within this box. Okay, now if I go in and deselect, or just use the shortcut Control D, now I have a very definitive line over where this underbelly texture ends. Okay, so now what I can do with this underbelly layer selected, let's grab it and drag it down to this Create New Layer icon. Now when I let off, what it will do is make an exact duplicate of this underbelly layer. And now what I can do is switch to my Move tool and hold my Shift key to make sure that I drag this directly, perfectly straight across. Okay, I can move this over to the side. Now with this duplicated underbelly, let's go up to Edit, Transform, and let's flip this horizontally. Okay, and what it did is basically just made a mirror image. Okay, so now that I have this very clean line, I know exactly what I need to match up. Okay, so now what we have are two identical textures on the underbelly of this creature. Okay, so what we can do now, let's go ahead and save this. And let's go back to Maya. Let's reload this and take a look at what we've got. Give this just a moment to load up. And so now what this creature has is a white sort of underbelly. And we could come in and manage to clean up most of this, but since this texture is identical on both sides in Maya, it's in Photoshop, I mean, you've got an identical texture here and here, so that way they actually match up perfectly when they come together in Maya. Okay, so in the next video, we'll continue adding some more detail to the skin of our creature.